Just 2 months after a failed assassination attempt against Donald Trump galvanized Republicans, the former president found himself once again at the center of an alarming incident, this time near his Florida golf course, where Secret Service agents opened fire on a suspect reportedly armed with an AK-47-style rifle. While the motive behind the suspect's actions remained unclear as of July 15th night, the GOP's response was swift, a mixture of defiance, outrage, and unsubstantiated claims blaming Democrats for creating a hostile political climate. In response to the alleged assassination attempt on Trump, billionaire Elon Musk raised the question of why no one is targeting President Joe Biden or Democratic presidential candidate and Vice President Kamala Harris for assassination. This rhetoric against President Trump, this narrative that he will be the next dictator, that he is the next Hitler, it has got to stop, said Representative Mike Waltz during an appearance on Fox News. Waltz argued that the aggressive messaging against Trump from Democrats and media figures was pushing individuals toward radical violence. It shouldn't surprise anyone that these people are being radicalized and taking action like this. Other Republicans offered even more ominous warnings. Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, took to X to declare, "They are going to keep trying to kill Trump. This is only beginning." Trump himself, though uninjured, struck a defiant tone in campaign messages sent out soon after, stating, "My resolve is stronger after another attempt on my life." While Trump has faced threats throughout his political career, this incident follows a more dramatic and violent attempt in July at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. That attempt left Trump and 2 others injured, with 1 attendee dead. The image of a bloody Trump rising to his feet with his fist raised quickly became a symbol of defiance for Republicans, many of whom coalesced around their often divisive leader. Sunday's incident, however, presented a different challenge. Within hours of the incident, broad condemnations of political violence from both sides of the aisle gave way to the usual partisan finger-pointing. Rep. Brian Mast accused Democrats of fostering beyond evil rhetoric, specifically calling out MSNBC and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries for their remarks earlier in the day. Extreme MAGA Republicans, Jeffries posted, were leading efforts to restrict abortion access. After the incident, Jeffries tweeted a more tempered message stating, "Political violence has no place in a democratic society." Still, some Republicans were quick to link Sunday's event with the charged political environment. Representative Anna Paulina Luna blamed the radical left for promoting irresponsible rhetoric. Even Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, once Trump's rival for the GOP nomination, but now an ally, announced that the state would open its own investigation into the matter. As Republican leaders called for increased security around Trump, the Secret Service faced fresh scrutiny. Rick Bradshaw, the sheriff of Palm Beach County, acknowledged at a press conference that security measures surrounding Trump had not been as stringent as they might be if he was still president. Trump's protection had already been ramped up following the Butler shooting, but many lawmakers believe more needs to be done.
I'm here because our prosecutors are currently working up warrants and a motion for pretrial detention for the suspect. In that way, he will be kept in custody. But our filing of these warrants and charges at the state level does not preclude federal charges that could be coming. But in the meantime, it looks like the warrants and the pretrial detention motion will happen first.
Trump's protection had already been ramped up following the Butler shooting, but many lawmakers believe more needs to be done.
Well, you got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery, so when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right, and at this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around it. But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter. But the Secret Service did exactly what they should have done. They provided exactly what the protection should have been, and their agent did a fantastic job.
This must change, said House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, R-La, who himself survived a shooting in 2017. Scalise urged the Secret Service to raise their protection levels for Trump to the highest degree possible. Sen. Lindsey Graham, RSC, echoed that sentiment, calling for increased resources and suggesting that the Secret Service should return under the Treasury Department's purview as it had been prior to 2003. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden, who was briefed on the situation, said in a statement that he had directed his team to ensure that the Secret Service had every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to safeguard the former president. With the suspect's motives still unknown and investigations ongoing, the latest attempt on Trump's life underscored both the fraught nature of the political landscape and the personal risks Trump continues to face as he seeks to reclaim the White House. As Republicans rally around him once more, the former president's ability to turn near tragedy into political strength appears undiminished, though without the same powerful imagery that followed the Butler attack, the long-term impact of Sunday's incident remains uncertain.